What's going on, everybody? So I'm pretty stoked. I got the whole indexing setup finished up here. It was a design change at about 3 a.m. this morning. It was a sleepless mind, and that's when the greatest ideas come. Yes, but anyways, got the whole bracket made here. Machined the shaft down, got it welded onto the bracket. Everything's squared up with the spindle, and the end of this shaft here is machined 2/1000 under what the inside of this collar is here. So that allows this bracket to slide nice and smooth, nice and tight. But I can lock it up here with the brass screws, just spacing it up with a machinist sandpaper to get somewhat of a gap if I'm staying in a row. But if I'm trying to get oddball degrees, it needs to be able to slide. But I had to make these studs here to hold down this bearing cap on the lathe. They replaced these Allen socket bolts, and that created the rise I needed for the bracket to get over top of this large indexing wheel. And there's a video on that if you haven't seen that. But also with the whole drill press attachment, the horizontal drill for the lathe, the main purpose of this whole setup is, and there's many other purposes, this is a chunk of stock I have for that XS400 I was working on. We'll get back to one day. It's an adapter that I have to machine, obviously, yet to run a sprocket on the front wheel of a CBR 929 on the rear of that XS400. But just for example here, I indicated this in the chuck so it's nice and centered, and I walked my live center into it and just created the slightest indent, and that created center. When I made the drill press or the drill attachment, I had the cutter inside of the chuck, and then I walked this in so I know that is exactly centered. The drill was centered into the chuck, so it's all perfect, it's all centered. And with the indent, I took my caliper and scribed the slightest line right here to create my offset that I needed, and finding center out here. For just quick reference, I did this setup on a 5x4.5 bolt pattern, some Ford car bolt pattern, but that's basically what's set. And thanks to the internet, you can get anything you want on here. So like the bolt circle diameter was 4.5. Hole diameter, that does not matter because center is center. Setting up on 5 holes. Start angle is 0 degrees. Hit compute. And I'll scroll down and this will tell me everything I need to know. Where here is my angles that I need to drill holes in to get the bolt pattern. So I had it all marked out, every 10 degrees for my outside hole. Well, actually inside line. If you didn't see that video, every big hole here is 10 degrees, 5 being there, and 1's going like that. But anyways, offset it out and went down and permanent marked the holes that I needed to get that. And with the internet also telling you different information, just to double check, 5x4.5 bolt pattern should be 2 5/8 from center to center on studs. And that's exactly what I have between centers. So I know that the degree wheel worked, and I'm pretty stoked about it. That's it, and that's all. Caw-caw!